is to love someone, you gotta be a stranger.
Welcome to MsMojo, and today we're looking at 5 risk-taking sequels that worked and 5 others that delivered a fatal dose of franchise fatigue.
Enough monkey business. We've got work to do.
Number 5 killed the franchise, Alien 3.
What's this 85 thing?
A couple of us sneaked a look at his personnel file the day he arrived. It's his IQ.
Aliens did everything a sequel should, not only expanding upon the world, but also expanding upon the characters. Newcomers like Bishop, Hicks, and Newt added deeper layers to protagonist Ellen Ripley.
Newt. I like that. I'm Ripley. It's nice to meet you.
We were eager to see how Ripley's dynamics with her companions would be broadened in Alien 3. Alas, David Fincher's directorial debut commits a cardinal sequel sin, undoing the previous film's happy ending only a few minutes in. To get past this enormous hurdle, the rest of Alien 3 would have to be exceptional. Unfortunately, the studio's interference and script issues are on full display in an all-round unpleasant sequel, doing Ripley dirty from start to finish.
Attracted to me.
In what way?
In that way.
Hollywood keeps trying to resurrect the franchise, but any goodwill died with the characters we loved. Number 5 worked, Before Sunset.
You can never replace anyone. What is lost is lost.
Before Sunrise ends with Jesse and Celine parting ways, leaving us to wonder if they'll reunite in 6 months as planned. It was a perfectly open-ended conclusion that seemingly didn't need to continue until we saw Before Sunset. Instead of 6 months, Jesse and Celine reconnect almost a decade later. They pick up where they left off as if no time passed.
Well, your book has been published. That's a pretty big deal, and you've been all around Europe with it. Are you enjoying every minute of it?
Not really.
Not really.
Of course, time has passed, with both taking on new commitments since they last met. Nevertheless, the two remain drawn to each other, unwilling to let go this time.
Baby, you are gonna miss that plane.
I know.
Their natural chemistry, coupled with Richard Linklater's fly-on-a-wall direction, preserves the spirit of the 1995 film while taking these characters to more mature places. It was a relationship worth further exploring in Before Midnight. Number 4 killed the franchise, Terminator Genesis. After Rise of the Machines set us up for the disappointment of Salvation, Genesis tried winning fans back by revisiting the franchise's roots.
His name is John Connor. And he changed everything.
Resetting the timeline was a risky move, but it worked in X-Men. It could have worked here too, especially with Arnold Schwarzenegger back. Despite Arnold's best efforts, the T-800 appears rusty in a sequel that suffers from miscasting, a PG-13 rating, and baffling character choices.
It is nice to meet you.
Are you kidding me?
I've been trying to teach him to blend in. I know it needs work.
The film constantly baits us with empty nostalgia while dumping on everything the series stands for. What was supposed to commence a new trilogy was instead lowered into a vat of molten steel, this time with a thumbs down. While it wasn't the last Terminator movie, it was the point when everyone said, "I'm done with you now."
And it was over. Skynet was gone. Now one road has become many.
Number 4 worked, Top Gun Maverick.
Today we'll start with what you only think you know. You show me what you're made of.
Top Gun is a definitive 80s movie. That said, parts of the 1986 original are a product of the time, which can range from enjoyably corny to borderline comedic. Few were clamouring for a sequel over 30 years later, and with the pandemic alienating theatregoers, streamers were circling like vultures. Tom Cruise remained adamant that Maverick needed to be witnessed on the big screen. He couldn't have been more right, and not just because Maverick made over $1 billion.
Working as a team, you have to shoot me down, or else.
Or else what, sir?
Or else I shoot back.
Beyond the immersive aerial sequences, this sequel's meaningful themes of redemption, passing the torch, and starting anew added to the communal experience of watching a movie in the theatre. What could have been a pointless throwback instead looked to the past, present, and future in unexpected ways. Number 3 killed the franchise, Superman 4: The Quest for Peace. Superman 4 is a sequel so infamous that the name alone makes people cringe, whether they've seen the film or not. But hey, what do you expect from a superhero movie that came out in 1987? Are you kidding us?
Superman, the subject of our newest exhibit, has graciously donated a strand of his hair to the museum, so we can all have the fun of seeing how strong he really is.
How did we go from the triumph of Richard Donner's original classic to this in less than a decade? Granted, The Quest for Peace had a smaller budget than the first 3 films, but that's no excuse for poor storytelling. The emotional gravitas of being Superman is gone, now solely relying on camp.
Oh, sure. Here. No pain, no gain?
The goofier tone is only made more awkward due to the serious subject matter concerning nuclear war. Although Superman lived on in time, Christopher Reeve deserved a proper final flight.
It's as it always was, on the brink, with good fighting evil. See you in 20.
Number 3 worked. Star Trek II: The Wrath of Khan.
There's a man out there I haven't seen in 15 years. He's trying to kill me.
After 3 seasons on TV, the USS Enterprise crew continued their adventures on the silver screen. While Robert Wise brought a cinematic touch to Star Trek the Motion Picture, the film felt more like Stanley Kubrick than Gene Roddenberry. Wrath of Khan was the Star Trek movie fans had been waiting for, putting the focus back on the characters with the return of Captain Kirk's most formidable adversary.
I've deprived your ship of power, and when I swing around, I mean to deprive you of your life. But I wanted you to know first who it was who had beaten you.
Despite costing less than half of the first film, this sequel maintains the same visual quality, even featuring some then revolutionary CG effects. It's the film's themes of aging and death that leave a lasting impression though.
I told them her death takes place in the shadow of new life. She's not really dead if we find a way to remember her.
What is that?
Star Trek II: Wrath of Khan!
It's still the gold standard for Star Trek, and a textbook definition of a sequel that improves upon its predecessor. Number 2 killed the franchise, Batman and Robin. Are we the only one who thinks Joel Schumacher's Batman movies should have switched titles?
How are we supposed to work together if you won't trust me?
How indeed.
His initial outing should have been called Batman and Robin, because that's when the dynamic duo first teamed up. His second film should have been called Batman Forever, for hilarious irony. Batman is forever, but his face-off against Mr. Freeze and Poison Ivy killed this incarnation of the franchise.
Why not send Junior home early? I've got some wild oats to sow.
George Clooney would agree. After Tim Burton evolved the franchise, this ill-fated final curtain saw Batman devolve to his 60s phase. That could have been fun if the film went all in, but the higher budget and attempts at drama make for an awkward and kind of boring film. Arnold Schwarzenegger is the only one having a good time.
What are you, about a 50 big and tall?
No, I always go a size smaller. Makes me look slimmer.
Number 2 worked. Blade Runner 2049.
I'm only 2. 1 and 0.
Half as much, but twice as elegant, sweetheart.
The idea of making a Blade Runner sequel 35 years later, with Ridley Scott only executive producing and Harrison Ford's role reduced, sounded blasphemous.
When you have Denis Villeneuve in the director's chair and Ryan Gosling as the lead though, the result is a follow-up that honours the original while, in some aspects, surpassing it.
It functions as both a standalone sequel and a second chapter in Rick Deckard's story, keeping us guessing even after the credits roll.
Why? What am I to you?
Villeneuve delivers a masterpiece of neo-noir that's haunting yet engrossing, drawing us in with every spellbinding set piece. Like its predecessor, Blade Runner 2049 wasn't a financial success, but generations will remember it as one of the great sci-fi films, not to mention one of the best sequels.
Make it one for my baby, and one more for the road.
Number 1 killed the franchise, Jaws: The Revenge.
Take the wheel.
No, I can't.
Sure you can.
No, I mean, I don't know how.
Yeah, nobody does till they learn.
Jaws gave birth to the summer movie season. Jaws 2 arguably gave birth to disappointing summer sequels. That wasn't enough to kill the franchise, nor was a detour to SeaWorld. The series officially jumped the shark with Jaws: The Revenge, however.
It's only a shark, a great big beautiful shark. You two are making it into something it's not. And it's ours.
Who's getting revenge? The shark, who's apparently the son of the great white that Brody blew up in the first film. We assume the original shark's father's, brother's, nephew's, cousin's former roommate would have pursued vengeance. Thankfully, there wouldn't be a Jaws 5 after this ridiculous sequel, which is too silly to be taken seriously, yet not entertainingly bad enough to be an unintentional comedy. If the original Jaws was a production nightmare, then this sequel is just a nightmare.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications.
Number 1 worked. Mad Max: Fury Road.
Do you think there's still somebody out there? Sending shows?
Who knows? Those are the plains of silence.
For the longest time, The Road Warrior was considered the definitive Mad Max movie thanks in part to its climactic car chase. Fast forward to 2015, George Miller made that set piece look like a dress rehearsal with Fury Road. What seems like an extended action sequence on the surface is truly an exercise in visual storytelling that ranges from mind-blowing to poetic. This isn't only conveyed through the awe-inspiring practical stunt work and apocalyptically beautiful production values, but through the driven characters.
You're an old man's battle fodder, killing everyone and everything!
We're not to blame!
Then who killed the world?
This is just as much Furiosa's movie, with Charlize Theron giving a commanding performance as a woman who'll venture to hell and back again. It's a sequel that builds upon everything that came before, reaching heights we didn't know existed without ever looking down.
I was awaited in Valhalla. They were calling my name. I should be walking with the immortal, no feasting with the heroes of all time.
What do you think are the best and worst sequels? Let us know in the comments.
What is your third favorite movie of all time?
Paddington 2.
What?
Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from MsMojo and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.